It's a cartoon!
It already happened.
It's a cartoon!
It already happened.
No, but seriously, like Bumblebee, y'all.
Stuff in RWBY has been planned since the very beginning.
How's it going, everyone? How is it going? First of all, can you even hear me right now? Can you hear me? What's up? Can you hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3. If you don't tell me if you can hear me, I'm gonna keep playing Barb.
It's a cartoon!
It already happened.
It's a cartoon!
It already happened.
It's a cartoon!
It already happened.
Did that get your attention? How's the audio levels? Did my voice sound good? About as high as it can go, honestly. Awesome. It's a cartoon. Okay, so I figured I would knock this video out tonight because why not? I just got back from a wedding. I got back early. So I figured, you know what? Let me do this damn video now. Because I'm trying to catch up anyway. How was your Thanksgiving? Did everyone enjoy their Thanksgiving? I did. No complaints from me. I hate her voice so much. That's not nice. She was just yelling at the floof. It's a cartoon. So did you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving? Plenty of food? How was the spread? The spread for my Thanksgiving wasn't great, to be completely honest with you. I'm not complaining too much though, but the food could have been better. The food tastes good, but it could have been a more variety with the one I went to. But I won't complain too much. Good. I'm thankful for the same thing I'm thankful for every year. Family and friends. Every time they ask that question, what are you thankful for? When you go around the room and ask, I say the same thing every year. Family and friends. Can't really go wrong with that, you know? Kind of works no matter what. I just say that. It's my go-to every year. Family and friends. Then everyone starts copying me and saying the same thing as well. So they look bad. So I started off with family and friends. So then when they copy me and say the same thing, then they look bad by just repeating what I'm saying. So the key is to go first. Always go first with the whole what are you thankful for thing. So you get the generic thing out the way. So everyone looks bad by copying you. You don't celebrate Thanksgiving? Bummer. It's just a good thing to do in terms of hanging out with family, basically. I stopped caring about the food a long time ago. It's more about just hanging out with family and friends, you know, shooting the shit, playing some games, having fun. I brought the pie this year. Bought it straight from Walmart. They didn't know the difference. Alrighty. Let people get in here because I kind of sprung this out of nowhere. So I'm going to wait a little bit and just let people trickle on in. I wonder how many people are in here now. Yep. Not as much as last time because I sprung it out of nowhere. That's the price I have to pay. Well, hopefully this video won't be that long, so people can just watch it on replay. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, no issues, you know. All right, we're gonna get started here in a second. Let's get stretched out. Chapter 2 was better than Chapter 1. Let's just get that out of the way right now. It was way better than Chapter 1. In fact, Chapter 2 may be, of the chapters I've seen, the best written one in terms of the writing. Like, there's more things that go into chapters in terms of how good they are. Like, you have fight sequences, you have the writing, you have the direction, right? In terms of just the writing, I would say that Chapter 2 might be the best. But I have to think about it. I just saw another chapter today, but I would think that Chapter 2, in terms of the writing, is probably the best. So, in theory, I shouldn't complain that much this video, but we will see, because you know how I am. All right, let's just get started then, because why not? So we pick up right where we left off. In Chapter 1. Our heroes are heading to jail, they think, and rightfully so. They came to Atlas in a stolen airship, so they kind of deserve it. Nora here is acting like a wild animal, which is fun. You gotta love Nora. Sometimes she can be annoying, but the girl has her moments. She serves her purpose. Unfortunately for her, Penny is like coming in on her territory in terms of the laughs and the comic relief. So she better crank it up, because Penny is taking her shine, apparently. Don't get me started on Penny. So they start talking about the Aesops, and they're interrupted by Exposition Man.
You guys had a run-in with the Aesops? The Aesops are the elite of elite military huntsmen. I'm here because I've been speaking out against Atlas's exploitation of Mantle. Yes, the fight for better conditions in Mantle, led by the charismatic Robin Hill and her happy huntresses. She's gunning for a seat on the Kingdom's Council, and when she gets it, she's gonna put an end to Ironwood's tyranny!
Quick question for you guys. That's the first time I've done that. Quick question. How did that sound, the audio for that? Did you guys hear that clearly? For the RWBY clips, how did that sound? Just want to get a gauge of the chat and see how that sounded to you guys. Was the volume for that good? Was it? Give me a yes. Give me a Y if it sounded fine. The volume for the RWBY clip. Sounds good, my guy? Okay. Perfect. Awesome. But did you guys hear that those sound effects they're going with when he's jumping around, even when he's scooting around?
You guys had a
listen to
run-in
this
with
again.
the Aesops? The Aesops are the elite of elite military huntsmen. I'm here because I've been speaking out against Atlas's exploitation of Mantle. Yes, the fight for better conditions in Mantle,
what is
led
that?
by the charismatic Robin Hill and her happy huntresses. She's gunning for a seat on the Kingdom's Council, and when she gets it, she's gonna put an end to Ironwood's tyranny!
I mean, it's jarring. Like, who signed off on that? It's like, it's way too much. But, yeah, Looney Tunes sound effects. Exactly. Yoink, yoink, yoink. I don't know. It's going to take me a while to get used to that. But this guy, who I call Exposition Man, this guy serves his purpose, right? He gives the audience information in a way that's not completely boring and bland, right? It works. That's his goal. That's his purpose in the show. Just deliver that exposition about Mantle, about Robin, and about like the state of the Mantle and Atlas fight, right? Just those sound effects, man. I don't know about that, but so this guy serves his purpose. He sounds annoying. That's not nice. That's not nice. So he's mostly talking about Robin Hill here, right? Well, not mostly, but Robin Hill is a lot a lot of the topic here he's discussing. I like the idea of Robin Hill, former Atlas grad who could have joined the military, but who's now fighting for better conditions in Mantle. I like the idea of Robin, but hopefully the execution is done well, because that can go two ways. She can either be a waste or like a well done character. I'm just hoping that they do something interesting with that character, because I mean, former Atlas grad. I mean, did she go to school with Winter? Does she know Winter? How old is she? I mean, they could have some cool stuff going on here, some interesting dynamics. You know what would really be cool? If Robin Hill was a name that Team RWBY recognized. Like, RWBY would be like, wait a minute, Robin Hill, I heard that name before. She won the 30th Vital Festival or something like that. Like, connect her to, like, prestige in that way. Like, that would be kind of cool, but, you know, we don't acknowledge the Vital Festival in this world, so, you know. But that could have been cool had she been, like, a former winner of the Vital Festival, but we'll see. I'm not writing off Robin Hill just yet. I mean, they can do some interesting stuff with Robin Hill. We will see. It's all in the execution. It is all in the execution. What's next? So it needs to be said that Weiss continues to be the best character in the show. And here's some more evidence.
Easy to say for a Schnee heiress living comfortably up in Atlas.
Not anymore.
I'm on record as saying I want Volume 7 to be her volume, right? We're in Atlas. It's time for her to shine. Right now, everyone sees Weiss as the pampered heiress. Eventually, I want Weiss to make it known to the kingdom of Atlas that she's no longer supporting her father. That she's no longer supporting the company. When is that going to happen? When is she going to make it known to the world that I, Weiss Schnee, have broken away from the Schnee Dust Company? I don't support him. Because right now she's getting roasted on the streets. They're calling her the pampered heiress who like lives up in the clouds without a care in the world. But she's far removed from that. That's like Volume 4, Volume 3 stuff, right? She's moved past that. So when is it going to be make it known to the? When is she going to make it known to the world that she's no longer supporting her father? What, is she going to publicly support Robin Hill? That would do it. I doubt the writers would do that, but at some point, Weiss needs to make it known to the world that she is no longer supporting her father. Maybe a first step would be removing the damn Schnee logo from her damn clothes. Why is the girl still wearing it? Why did the artist who came up with that design put the Schnee Dust Company logo on her person? In terms of her character, she should have moved away from that from a while ago. Like, she should have stopped. She's still rocking the Schnee Dust Company logo. Why? It doesn't even make any sense for her character at this point. So things like that, I don't know if the writers are thinking about that, but when I see things like that, it kind of bothers me, because she's talking one thing while at the same time she's running around rocking the Schnee Dust Company logo when she wants nothing to do with what the company is doing and how they're acting. Maybe they will stop calling her the Schnee heiress or like the pampered princess if she freaking took the damn logo off her damn clothes. Just a thought. Look at the chat. Didn't notice that. Yep, it's still there. The Schnee logo is still there on her new outfit. Take a look. I should have put it in this stream, but I'll probably put it in the next one. Yeah, it's still there. It is still there. But yeah, it would be kind of cool if she publicly supported Robin Hill against her father. That would be kind of like the nail in the coffin in that regard. No one would deny that she stepped away from the Schnee Dust Company and her father's influence, you know? What's next here? Robin Hill will be an allegory for Hillary in 100%. Sure, Weiss will support Robin openly. A lot of people have been talking about the whole Hill versus Hillary thing. Would I put it past the writers for the show? No. I'm not looking too much into that though, but yeah, I see what you guys are going with that. Hillary, yeah. Jock is Trump. I get it. Oops, knocked over my cup. Yeah, I get it. I'm not really leaning into that right now, but who knows? If it keeps going in that regard, in that direction, then I'll probably stop to talk about it. All right, so what's next here? So, so she said not anymore. Okay. So they see Atlas, right? And then Weiss says this.
Oh, it's gorgeous up here.
Don't let that fool you.
So Weiss doesn't want people to be fooled by Atlas. You know what? I think it's important that we see the Sky City up close. The matte paintings are beautiful, right? It's lovely. It's beautiful. Look at it again.
It's gorgeous up here.
There's some talented artists.
Don't let that fool you.
There's some very talented artists that work on RWBY. RWBY is very talented, right? They have some talented artists. But I want to see Atlas up close. We need to walk the streets. I want to get a better sense of the culture up close. So I'm hoping we see more than just matte paintings of Atlas. I want to really dive into the culture. I want to see it up close and see what exactly does Weiss mean by don't let that fool you. So it's beautiful. It looks beautiful, but really it's ugly inside. Well, I want to see that. I want to see the people, the common people of Atlas. I want to see that because I think that would be enlightening and kind of cool. What say you? Yeah, we saw that one room of Atlas, but those are like the rich folk. Those are kind of the super rich folk that hang around Jock. So of course they're going to be assholes, right? But I want to see how like the common Atlas person acts and the culture up close in that regard. Yeah, we saw the ballroom scene you're talking about. Yeah, we saw that. But I want to see more than that and see how it looks beyond that. It's probably Skynet. Right. Probably Skynet. Now we know. I want to see a 3D model, kind of like what they did with Argus. I want to see the Atlas version of Argus. I want to see them in the streets in that regard. That would be cool. So they arrive at Atlas Academy, right? And RWBY says this.
I guess we will be seeing a general. For better or worse.
For better or worse. Sorry, not buying it. Why would it be worse? Why? We know that Ironwood is a good dude. Winter is there. Weiss's sister is there, right? I mean, come on. What are they worried about? Let me play this nonsense again. What are they worried about?
I guess we will be seeing a general. For better or worse.
Shut up, RWBY. What do they think he's going to do? Like, throw him in the Atlas dungeon? Like what? I'm confused. You're going to force them to watch Volume 5? Like, what's going on here? Like, why are they so scared? They're so nervous about talking to this guy when they know him. They know he's not an awful person. They know him. Not like it's different if he's like a complete stranger, but they're like freaking out and like so uptight about talking to Ironwood. Like, dudes, I just don't buy it. Chill. I mean, come on. Oh, it doesn't stop there. It does not stop there, because they get on the elevator, right? And we hear this.
I don't know yet, but we should be careful with what we say.
We'll follow your lead, RWBY.
See, I need to talk about this. I need to talk about this because this is kind of dumb.
I don't know yet, but we should be careful with what we say.
We'll follow your lead, RWBY.
They should not be following RWBY's lead here. There is a man in the back of the elevator who has a personal relationship with Ironwood. Hello? There is a man in the elevator that knows Ironwood well. Why is Qrow standing there in the back, letting his niece take the lead? Qrow should be in the front saying, I got this, kids. Let me talk to him. I know the man. We go way back. Don't worry. I'll talk to him. Because that would make sense. That's logic, right? Why is Qrow having everybody uptight? He back there quiet when he knows the man. He has a personal relationship with Ironwood. If anyone should be talking to Ironwood, it would be him. If anyone should know how to address Ironwood, it would be him. So why is RWBY taking the lead here? That's the problem with Qrow being on Team RWBY or around Team RWBY. I've been saying it for a while now. Qrow needs to go away. They need to separate Qrow from Team RWBY. Because if they want RWBY to be the leader 24/7, I get it, right? I get that. But you can't do that with Qrow there because it looks stupid. For moments like this is why Qrow needs to go away. For moments like this. I just can't buy it. Sorry. Look at the chat. Thanks, Winter Schnee. The best chapter so far. Yeah, I liked the chapter too. Thanks for the donation. Appreciate it. But Qrow needs to go away. It's bad writing. I would quit RWBY if it wasn't so fascinated by the ending to this train wreck. That's cold-blooded, man. They aren't utilizing Qrow at all. Correct. Agreed. That's an interesting point, Vex. Remember when Qrow was cool? Yeah, I remember when he was cool too. They need to get back to that by having him go away. Clover has Qrow occupied. Well, we'll see how long that lasts. Hello? You played to win the game. Yeah, I know. Vex, please notice me. You've been noticed. What is that? Kitsuna? I noticed you. Yeah, force them to watch Volume 5. Exactly. That's how they're acting. Like Ironwood, this horrible person that would force them to watch a bad volume or something. Like, I don't understand what's going on with that. They only need him for plot devices. Yeah, it's interesting. I can't buy it. I can't buy RWBY as this leader that they're going to follow when the logical choice is right in the back of the elevator, right? It's weird. It's weird. It's really weird. All right, so let's talk about the best thing going in RWBY. Let's talk about RWBY's best thing by far. That is Weiss and Winter's relationship. Reunited, baby. This is great. This is the best thing going in the show. So they're reunited, right? And of course, Winter's upset when she finds out her sister stole an airship and could have been killed if the military was competent. But Weiss apologizes for putting herself at risk, and Winter understands. It's great. This relationship, I love their dynamic. I love this relationship. It's the best thing going in the show. It feels genuine. It feels real. I buy it completely. It doesn't feel fake. This might be the best relationship in the show. It's without a doubt the best sister relationship in the show, right? The best big sister little sister dynamic in the show by far, because Yang and RWBY don't talk to each other, if you haven't noticed. Yeah, so this is the best sister relationship by far, because Yang is too busy talking to the pussycat, and RWBY is too busy being a leader. So now Yang and RWBY can't talk for whatever reason. I don't know whether you've noticed that, but that's a thing. But this relationship, this is golden. This is their moneymaker right here. They should keep this up. It's great. This is great. What do you guys think about Winter and Weiss's relationship? This is great. Actual sisters, unlike Ruby and Yang. Yep. Weiss is best character. Yep. Winter low-key reminds me of Android 13. Okay. The relationship is great. Good. People agree. Awesome. It's so cute. Yep. Ice Queens. Yep. Sisterhood. Yep. That's the one thing I think most of the fandom, the majority of the fandom can agree on, is that the Schnee sister relationship is great. And is by far the best sister relationship in the show. And I hope it continues because I'm getting from this what I should be getting from Yang and Ruby's relationship, but that's not happening for whatever reason. I love it. Okay, now let's talk.
I don't know yet.
Let's talk Ironwood.
Oh, is it about the relics?
Or perhaps the Winter Maiden?
You told them?
With Ozpin gone,
Shut up,
I
Qrow.
needed my own team of people I could trust. I told them. The Aesops, too.
So, Ironwood, this is the guy they're nervous to talk to, right? They're nervous to talk to this dude, but he apologizes for how they were treated, because that's consistent with his character, right? And that's when they find out he spilled the beans, which is this what I just played. But
Oh, is it about the relics?
he totally
Or
spilled the
perhaps
beans.
the Winter Maiden?
You told them?
With Ozpin gone, I needed my own team of people I could trust. I told them. The Aesops, too.
He told Winter about Salem and the relics. That's fine. He told Penny also. That's fine, I guess. But telling the Aesops, that might be a problem for him going forward. That's all I'm going to say right now. We'll get into it during the Chapter 3 discussion. But telling the Aesops, that might be a problem. Telling these dopes, that might be an issue. And honestly, I think the intro kind of gives it away a bit. The intro, like this scene right here, this little bit right here, kind of gives it away. But I'll get into that during Chapter 3 discussion. But telling the Aesops probably wasn't the best idea for old Ironwood here. Really bad idea, yep. Yeah, Qrow, yeah, I'm done with Qrow a little bit. Because he needs to go away. Like, it's getting kind of ridiculous. I think the Aesops are going to be a problem for our heroes, but I'll get into that in Chapter 3. Because that's really heavy Aesops chapter, so I'm saving that discussion for that video. And we're gonna play a little game in that video, so that should be fun. That's a little tease for the next stream. We're gonna play a live game about the Aesops, and you will be able to participate in the game live. So look forward to that in the next stream. Yeah, they are dopes. But I have a theory about the Aesops. So next we hear that the Spring Maiden is an old hag.
And the Winter Maiden?
She is secure and in stable condition.
What does
She's
that...
not exactly a spring chicken.
So we kind of know where this is going now, if you saw the latest chapter, but we'll see where that goes. Even though the latest chapter kind of gave some stuff away on that regard, but yeah, not really. Kind of have a feeling that it's going to go a certain way now that we've seen the latest chapter. So not much to really be said about the Spring Maiden in regard to this chapter, but going forward, maybe in Chapter 5 discussion, we'll be able to talk about that a little bit more. But she's old. We can say that right now. She's old. So next, we find out that Ironwood is very much aware that his decisions paint him in a bad light. And he's willing to pay that price because... Oh, let me get some water real quick. Mouth's getting a little dry. Man, that's brisk. So he's willing to pay that price, for one, because he doesn't want Salem to infiltrate the kingdom. But considering how easily Team RWBY got in, I don't think that worked very well. So he failed in that regard. Messed up big time there. I mean, people are just running the border with ease. Team RWBY got in, Tyrion got in, Watts got in. So that's failing anyway. So Ironwood, so might want to reevaluate that. So that's number one. He wants Salem to not infiltrate the kingdom, and he also wants to ensure that his plan is successful. He wants to make sure his plan works out well, and there's no hitches. Right? What's his plan, you ask? Well, here it is.
Isn't it great? Building a new tower on top of Amity Coliseum will re-establish global communications.
Launching the tower high into the atmosphere, our scientists believe we can create a sort of satellite, capable of maintaining global communications even if we were to lose another tower.
Now, it doesn't make much sense for Winter to call it a satellite. She calls this thing a satellite. But considering there are no artificial satellites in this world, it's kind of an interesting term she used there. One, there's no artificial satellites in this world. And two, it's not orbiting the planet. But I'll let it slide. It's fine. I mean, I'm not going to nitpick to that regard, but I would have used a different term, but who cares? I mean, whatever. The use satellite, I'm not going to give them too much shit for that. Boy, the previous CCT system was stupid, man. Ironwood, you're addressing the issue now, but system was always really dumb. So talk about defeating Salem and protecting the world. You have a shitty system like that. Jeez Louise, I don't even know what to say about that system, but at least he's addressing it now, right? Well, I'm checking on the chat real quick. Remnant, unless Remnant is flat. No, it's definitely a circle. It's spherical. No flat earthers here. Yeah, Penny needs to shut up sometimes. Global communications. Oh, shut up. Love you too, Lauren. Mantle easy access. Yes, it is. RWBY AT&T. I'm convinced Remnant is flat. Get out of here with that flat earther stuff. Hope the main girls aren't the maidens. An easy solution to a stupid problem. I wonder if they know that Grimm can fly. Unless they plan on like putting it at such a high altitude that, well, not in space, because if it's in space it wouldn't work. Dust wouldn't work. But they put it at a high enough altitude they can use radar to track Grimm before they get close. And then they can shoot it down. So if they put it high enough, they have a while. The Grimm it'll take the Grimm a while to get there. And they can shoot the Grimm down well before they reach the actual Coliseum, Amity Coliseum. Still waiting for them to explain magic isn't real. Well, magic is real in this world. We learned that in Volume 6. Penny's a ginger. You would be correct. Brother from another mother. Hey, what's up, Keyblade? Yeah, they need to freaking chill on Penny. Let's move on to the next part, the next topic here. So then, after Ironwood says that, he drops a bomb on them.
Isn't it great?
No, I just
building a new tower on top of Amity.
He drops this bomb on them.
You don't need the entire military for this.
I will for the next part, where I finally tell the people about Salem.
Jessica Negri is thrilled. She's thrilled about that, and I am too. This is good. I like this development.
You don't need the entire military for this.
I will for the next part, where I finally tell the people about Salem.
Revealing the truth to the world make things a bit more interesting. Like for the world building and for like bringing the world into it. And it can't be a bad thing for our heroes. I mean, just listen to what Salem said back in Volume 3.
Your faith in mankind was not misplaced. When banded together, unified by a common enemy, they are a noticeable threat.
Salem would be the common enemy. Salem does not want the world to know about her. Because if the humans all come together and face her and band together against her, she admits that it would be a problem for her. So Ironwood is on the ball here. Ironwood is a better leader than Ozpin. I mean, tell me I'm wrong. This is exactly what Salem doesn't want. She doesn't want them to band together against a common enemy, which would be her. She wants them to be fighting each other. So Ironwood wants to let the whole world know about Salem so she could be the ultimate baddie for the world, and then they'll come together. Makes sense to me. Why didn't Ozpin come up with that idea? What a loser. Correct. Everyone can fight together. Yep. Ironwood 2020. Yep, might as well. Humanity is stupid. I agree. But this is exactly what Salem does not want. So more power to him, I say. You can't launch. Oh yeah, you can't launch. I thought you said the stadium. How are you going to launch Salem into space when you can't even get a rocket up into space? And she has magic. Remember, she do some voodoo magic to get out of that. Uniting the world like the gods ask. Yep. Or at least closer than what Ozpin was doing. Ozpin is an idiot, keeping it a secret. You shine light on the dark. Heck, he's endangering kid soldiers. He sure is. Yeah, Ozpin's plan was really, really dumb. Down to the CCT. Well, I don't know if that was his plan or Atlas's, but yeah, he has some issues. Ironwood has some real... Ironwood, he's taking the bull by the horns. I like what he's doing. I like the cut of his jib. I like what he's doing. Ozpin, he's just sitting there in the mind of a little boy and doing nothing like a little biatch because he got punched in the face by Oscar. Now he's just doing nothing. He's listening in the whole freaking time. Speaking of Ozpin, like, now that we're on the topic of Ozpin, Ironwood was ready to bend the knee to him again. He still holds Ozpin in high regard, and why wouldn't he? I mean, Ozpin didn't do anything to him, so I mean, of course he would still think Ozpin is like the ultimate leader and the ultimate strategist, so it would make sense that he would still bend the knee to Ozpin. I don't know what the writers are going to do with Ozpin. My man has been listening in on the whole thing, not saying anything. Let me ask you a question. Well, Let me ask you guys a question. When do you think old Oz is coming out of that shell? When do you think the writers are going to pull him out of Oscar and have him like talk again, have him like be involved? When do you think that is going to happen? Because I don't have the slightest clue. I like Ironwood. Okay, laugh my ass off. I'd like to see some Ironwood backstory. That could be cool. Salem will be beat by no jutsu. Yep. They have to import Naruto from his world, drop him into this world, and he can like end all of the madness. Put it into Salem's reign once and for all. Just gotta get Naruto, man. Just gotta get Naruto. Probably the finale, the end game. Yeah, I guess the finale would make sense. End of Volume 7, yeah. That all makes sense to me. Cinder. I don't want to talk about Cinder. I'm gonna make a prediction. We will see no Cinder or Neo this volume. Maybe an end credit, but we will get no Cinder and no Neo at all. Because this is Miles and Carrie falls right in line with what they would do. Most likely when it's too late to change anything. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with Ozpin, but hopefully it's good. Gotta be optimistic. Gotta be look on the bright side of things. Gotta trust in these writers to do the right thing. Damn, they forgot about Cinder and Neo. No, they didn't forget. They're just holding off. I'm sure they'll pop up somewhere around the long line. All right, let's move on. I see that most of you guys think that at the end of this volume, we'll see Ozpin again. Like he'll come out of that shell. We'll see. We'll see. What's next on the docket?
Your faith in mankind was not
Play that. So he bends the knee, right? Oh yeah, here's one next. RWBY is a big fat liar.
How did he?
We don't know. We were in a train crash, and ever since, well, suddenly Oz wasn't there anymore. He told us the lamp can answer 3 questions. All the questions were used up already.
The girl has no shame. Let me play that again.
How did he?
We don't know.
She's
we
a horrible liar.
In a train crash, and
horrible
ever
liar.
Since, well, suddenly Oz wasn't there anymore. He told us the lamp can answer 3 questions. All the questions were used up already.
Let me tell you guys something, all right? If you're not a comfortable liar, don't lie. I mean, what the hell is this? She's cutting him off every time he tries to talk, right? She's looking away.
In a train crash,
she has no confidence.
Since, well,
it sounds like she's coming up with a lie as she's talking.
The lamp can answer
I guarantee
you, all the questions were used
Ironwood
up already.
Picked up on it. He knows she's lying because it's obvious. If you're in the military, you can pick up on a liar, and she is doing a horrible job.
We don't know. We were in a train crash, and ever since,
no confidence.
Well, suddenly Oz wasn't there anymore. He told us the lamp can answer 3 questions. All the questions were used up already.
Now, technically, that last part isn't a lie because he did say that all the questions were answered, but it's a half truth. She's not telling him all that she knows, but technically, she wasn't lying that at the end there, which is why she said it more confidently than she did the first part. But I don't know if that was intentional by the writers. If it was, then bravo. The first part, she really struggled to lie, right? The second part, she said it more calmly and more smoothly because that technically wasn't a lie. Ozpin did tell them that all the questions were answered, but he was lying. But I don't know if that was intentional. If it was, bravo. Bravo if it was. Clap, clap, clap. Because that was well done if it was if they intended to do that, right? So RWBY's lying, right? And her clown of a sister keeps her mouth shut.
No more lies. No more half-truths.
Oh, and how could I forget about that? What happened to no more lies and half-truths?
So she's the main no-lie girl, right? But she keeps her mouth shut. Well, to be fair to Yang, she also believes that RWBY always knows the right thing to do, right? She's stuck in a hard place there, right? She didn't know whether to not lie or to follow RWBY's lead because she believes that RWBY always knows the right thing to do, apparently. So there's that. So I don't know what gave her that idea, but that RWBY always knows the right thing to do, but whatever. So let's talk about RWBY's lying. Let's talk about RWBY's lies.
How did he?
We don't know.
Let's talk about it.
We were in a train crash, and ever since, well, suddenly Oz wasn't there anymore. He told us the lamp can answer 3 questions. All the questions were used up already.
So RWBY withholding the truth from Ironwood is good in several ways, right? First of all, she'll empathize with Ozpin when he returns, She'll understand what it's like to withhold secrets for what one believes is for the greater good, right? So she'll have that bond with Ozpin in that regard. Like, whoa, Ozpin, this was tough. Like, I get it. Like this, you have to make some hard decisions. Do you tell the truth or not? So she'll empathize with him in that regard, right? And it's also good in terms of the writing, right? Because this could potentially blow up in her face. And I want it to blow up in her face. I want all of this lying to blow up in her face. Like, I want it to literally blow up right in her face. I kind of want what I proposed in my last Cinder video. I kind of want that to happen. Like, I want the bad guys to win in terms of summoning Jin. One second, let me get some more water. Mouth's getting dry. I want the bad guys to win. I want the bad guys to summon Jin and use the last question. One, because it'd be more interesting. And two, because the bad guys need to win. They need to win something eventually, right? We had the freaking Battle of Haven, and that was a joke, right? So the bad guys need to win. I want them to use the last question to find out where the beacon relic is. You guys remember how Salem was looking for the beacon relic and they haven't brought it up again? I think it was Volume 4, Chapter 3. She was looking for the beacon relic and she couldn't find it, and they haven't brought it up since. I guess Salem gave up. I guess I have to assume she gave up, right? I want them to use the last question to find out where the beacon relic is. Because I think that would be interesting. I always thought it was silly that they haven't brought it up again. Like, Salem hasn't addressed that issue of not being able to find the beacon relic. They haven't touched it since Volume 4. But I want them to use the beacon relic. No, I want them to use Jin. I want that last question to be, where the hell is he hiding the beacon relic? Because I think that would be a good storyline, a good path to go about figuring out where the beacon relic is. Because they kind of dropped that plot line so they can pick it back up with Jin. So the bad guys, maybe Cinder even though I hate her, let her get her hands on the relic of knowledge. Ironwood would be like if Cinder steals it, right? Ironwood would be like, well, at least she can't use it. Huh. Good thing those questions have been asked already. And RWBY would be like, about that, I kind of lied. Then Ironwood would be like, what? We could have used that question. We could use the relic to find out how to defeat Salem. And then RWBY would be like, about that, she's kind of immortal? And then Ironwood would be looking all confused, like, what the hell? And RWBY would be like, oh yeah, we've kind of forgot to tell you. Ozpin and Salem used to have sexual relations. Wouldn't that be a great scene? Like, just like that. Have it happen just like that. About that. Let me look at the chat. Ozpin and Salem used to be an item. Isn't it great? Here's a question for you guys. How will Ironwood find out the truth? Like, how? I want it to happen after the bad guys get the relic of knowledge. After they steal it, then RWBY has no choice but to tell them the truth. But he's going to be like, oh, don't worry. Oh, it's not a big deal because they can't use it at least. And the RWBY will be like, fuck, we kind of lied. Sorry. So I kind of want that to happen. So when do you guys think Ironwood will find out the truth? I'm curious. I want RWBY to have to tell Ironwood to his face that she lied. You didn't ask Ironwood. Well, you kind of did ask them. She just straight up lied to him. I think Ironwood already knows the truth. That's interesting. I don't want him to know the truth. I get what you're saying, but I don't want him to know the truth. I want Ironwood to know that they're lying. That I want. Because I want him to be able to pick up on that. But I don't want him to know the truth now. Because that would call some other things into question. Near the end, maybe? Yeah. As he's dying? Oh, jeez, Louise. After the big fight? What big fight? Who's fighting? Maybe Oscar? Man, that's possible. Like, Oscar can, guilt him into it. He can guilt Oscar into it. Like, I think he's already starting to guilt them, honestly, but we'll get into that later. I think Ironwood is actively trying to guilt them into telling them the truth. Telling him the truth. Like, he's trying to play a guilt trip. And it may be working, but we'll see how it goes. But I hope he doesn't already know. I want that moment where RWBY or someone has to tell him the truth. I want to see that. Thank you, Firestorm. It would be cool if Ozpin took over Oscar and told Ironwood everything. What would be the motivation for him to do that? Why would he tell Ironwood everything? The guilt? Maybe he feels guilty about it? Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, he feels guilty. Because he already feels guilty about Qrow. So now he's like, you know what? I'm just going to tell Ironwood the truth. Yeah, that could work. I think you got over the whole Penny debacle. We'll see. We'll see. Did I kind of get over it? A little bit. I've moved on. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. I made the video. It's over. So, but chapter 4. We'll get to that later. But she was annoying in chapter 4. But we'll get to that eventually. Hey, no spoilers in the chat. No chapter 5 spoilers in the chat, please. I probably need to get a moderator for this freaking chat. I'll work on that eventually. Yep, I see most people think at the end there he'll find out near the end. Or through Oscar, I see. So RWBY is willing to help Ozpin with his plans.
No more lies. No.
Oops. Next one. Let me make sure I'm at the right clip here. Do. I like what I like about this is what I like about Ozpin being open and honest is it really puts the ball in RWBY's court, Team RWBY's court, right? And that's interesting. It's interesting when the ball is in their court because Ozpin is being open and honest here, and they're the liars. So now the question is, what's going to give? Like, what's going to push them over the edge to finally tell the truth? And I think that's a better way to go about it because Ironwood is being forthcoming. He's handing over the relics back over to them, right? And they're actually shocked. So they got to feel like, you would think they feel like shit right now. Like, whoa. He's doing all of this. He's telling us all this information. He's trusting us, and we're lying to his face. It has to mean something. It has to be important down the line, I would hope. But I love the fact that they're putting the ball in Team RWBY's court rather than Ironwood keeping the secrets. Our protagonists, our heroes, they're the ones keeping the secrets. And I like that angle. I appreciate that. So RWBY is willing to help, right? She's like, how can we help, right? So she heads down. They meet up with the Ace Ops. Apparently, the Ace Ops didn't watch the Vital Festival either because they have no idea who Team RWBY is. I could go on a tangent about this, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna let it slide. They didn't watch the Vital Festival. Whatever. Again, we'll talk about the Ace Ops in chapter 3. I have more to say about them in chapter 3. But I thought it was interesting that they had no idea who they were, because I guess you guys are realizing now that this thing bothers me to no end, that no one acknowledges that they watched the Vital Festival. It kind of bugs me if you haven't noticed that. Hopefully I get over it, because it's all over the place, and now I can't not see it. Every time there's an instance where someone should know them and they don't, I get annoyed. But we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I can push past it, but knowing me, I doubt it. We're gonna push right past Penny's bullshit, because I do not care. It'll be just like Beacon again. It'll be just like the place where you got ripped in half. All right, so this just might be the best scene in the entire chapter. It might be the best, it might even be better than a Weiss and Winter scene. Ironwood hugging Qrow. You gotta feel for Ironwood, man. The man has been shouldering all of this by himself. He's tired. He's stressed. He's so happy that Qrow is here. Someone from Ozpin's inner circle, who is well aware of the fight that's in front of them. He's so happy that someone else is here to share the burden, to share the struggle. I think it's great. And it's genuine. It feels real. Like, I feel bad for this guy, because half the damn fandom thinks he's being shady and evil, right? The characters are lying to him. He's just happy that Qrow is here. He's happy that someone is finally here to help him. Someone who understands the struggle and the fight he's up against. I think it's great. This is a great moment. Good on you. It humanizes him. It really makes you feel for the man. It's a very good sign. It's a very good scene. I appreciated it. Good stuff. Take a look at the chat. How do you guys feel about the Ironwood hug? I'm sure the shippers were thrilled. Let's see. It seemed very wholesome. It was. Volume 7 is just a copy paste of Volume 3. You could have Academy set in collapse, a maiden who needs powers transferred. Oh yeah, I missed that. I don't think I read that right. Penny is just back to die again. Oh, Floof. That's Floof. I didn't even know that was Floof. What's up, Floof? Penny is just back to die again. I would seriously hope not. If they brought Penny back just for her to die again, Lord have mercy. That would be not good. Not good. The Tin Man has a heart. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Ironwood is gay, and that's okay. Did you make that rhyme on purpose? Good job. I'm okay with it. Top scene with volume, easy. Yep, it was a good scene. I feel bad for Ironwood when he went to hug Qrow, considering what happened to him in the room. Yeah. Pointless shipping. I wouldn't call that scene. No, that scene's not shipping. That scene, I don't know if you're calling that. I'm assuming you're saying pointless shipping as in Qrow and Ironwood. I don't think they were doing shipping stuff right there. That's just a genuine sign of two bros, a good bro hug between a man who's just stressed and wants some freaking help, and he's just happy that Qrow was there, that understands what's going on, because, and I think that's why he told Winter and Penny, because he wanted to share that burden with someone else. Like, I can't be the only person over here that knows what's going on. I got to share it with someone. So I like that scene. It was good. I'm okay with it. Yikes. The danger animation in the intro beyond Penny bugs me. I think it's foreshadowing her dying again. She had better not die anytime soon. I want a Neo scene. She can stay away. That's definitely a bro hug. Yep, it definitely was. So men supporting each other is gay now. Oh man, people are just having fun, I guess. No worries. All right, let's push on to the next. Like I said, I'm skipping right over Penny's nonsense because I don't care. So, next we have a great sequence. I absolutely love the last bit of this chapter. I love it. I love how it's directed. I love how it's shot. In terms of, when I say shot, I mean animated. Watts is walking through the streets. You're not quite sure what's going on. There's a nice build up to the reveal of what's going on here. And I appreciate that. And the direction, and if Carrie did this, awesome, good job. I like how this was directed. Watts helped with Mantle's current security code. So he can hack it no problem. But you don't know that he's hacking it while he's walking. Not until you get the awesome electronic bollards scene where right here, when it comes out of the ground. That is beautiful. That is a beautiful shot right there. When he steps into the streets and the electronic bollards come out of the ground, that is great. That is great. And he just keeps walking straight. And the vehicle probably should have just stepped on the brakes, honestly. But he tried to swerve and ended up crashing into the bullets. That is a great shot. This right here, very cool. That's dope. I don't care what anyone says. I love that. It's really cool. The entire sequence is really cool. I love the entire sequence. It's a good way to make a character look cool, make the character look like a badass, make the character look like he has his first stamp in the volume. I believe this was his first scene in the volume, and it's a really good setup for a character in terms of his role in the show in this volume. And Watts might be my favorite villain right now. It's a low bar because none of the villains are great in my opinion, but Watts may be my favorite villain right now. I'm looking forward to see what he does and how much shit he can fuck up in Volume 7, but I like what they're doing with Watts so far, and I love this sequence with Watts. It's really cool. Look at the chat. How do you guys feel about that sequence? Thought it was really cool. Especially the electronic bullets coming out of the ground. That's awesome. The new Watchdog game looks good. That walk. That was so amazing. Watts is definitely the best villain. Yep, I agree. Is Mercury a villain? At this point, Mercury kind of seemed like he just... I don't know what Mercury is right now, but he's just kind of like there. I mean, he is a villain. Sure, Mercury is a villain, but he's kind of just there. I don't think we'll see Mercury or... That's another thing. We won't see Mercury or Emerald this volume, and we won't see Cinder or Neo this volume. We'll see them in Volume 8, I think. Watts has classy swag. He does. Watts' scene was pretty damn cool. I'm not going to lie. Yep, I agree with you. Is Mercury even a character that exists? He had a decent little character moment in the last volume, but how much money want to bet that Aesops are evil? We will get to that in Chapter 3 discussion. Don't you worry. I have theories on that. Don't you worry. So it's going to be fun. We're going to play a little game next discussion. Mercury and Neo. Watts is my favorite villain. I agree. He's my favorite villain right now too. Yeah, I like what they're doing with Watts, and I love that. I love his introduction. His introduction to this volume I thought was really cool. And Tyrion is killing people. He's just walking around killing people, which is interesting. I'm assuming he's the one murdering the freaking. Well, not assume. I definitely know for a fact that Tyrion is the one just killing the reporters and turning people against Ironwood, which is really fucked up. Tyrion might have to die. Like when you have a character like Tyrion who's going around killing people like just brazenly. Ultimately, those type of characters end up dying like very soon in the shows. When you have a character just going around murking people, and killing innocent people like that, eventually those type of characters die relatively quickly. So don't be surprised if Tyrion is the first character, like the first villain we got from Volume 4. Don't be surprised if Tyrion dies first, because he's the one that's killing people like in cold blood. They haven't killed off Cinder. Cinder's not dying anytime soon, obviously. I don't see Watts dying anytime soon. If Hazel was going to die, he would have died in Volume 5. Tyrion is going to be the first to go. From Team Crime, that's her name? That's her team name? Team Crime? Something like that? With Cinder, Tyrion, Watts, and Hazel? Something like that. I don't know. I don't remember what their team name is. But yeah, Tyrion's going to die first, I think. Tyrion is fun. Tyrion is cool. I love it. Love Tyrion because he's a fighting machine. Well, if you believe the intro, Tyrion will fight Robin Hill, and Qrow will be there. I'm guessing that happens in chapter 6 or 7. I have theories about when that will happen. I think Robin Hill will give a speech, and after the speech, when she walks off by herself, she'll get attacked. But Qrow will be watching. Like, Qrow will notice a shadowy figure follow her, and you go get suspicious, and it'll be Tyrion, and then we'll have a big fight sequence between Robin Hill, Tyrion, and Qrow. And I'm starting to think, oh, Team Witch, that's what it was. Yeah, okay, yeah, Team Witch. I said Team Crime. What the hell? Team Crime. Yeah, Team Witch. I honestly think that Robin Hill is gonna die. I think she's gonna die this volume. I wouldn't be surprised if Robin Hill dies, but let's not get too far ahead because we'll be talking about Robin Hill in later chapters. Yeah, so that's basically it in terms of the discussion of what happened in the chapter. I will. Oh wait, did you guys think I was gonna forget? Did you think I wasn't gonna talk about this? Uh-oh. Oops. You guys notice that whole well, let me see if I can get it. I'm gonna add it in the stream. Hold on for a second. I'm gonna see if I can add this. Let me see if I can add it midstream. See what happens. I'm gonna see if I can add it because I think I made it, but I just forgot to put it in there. Are you guys seeing this? Did you guys notice the magic coat? Let me see if I can. You guys notice how the coat just appears out of nowhere, like magic? So my question is, does Blake have magic? Does Blake have a secret semblance that allows her to a jacket to pop out of nowhere? Because if she does, that shit can come in handy. She can like be in disguise. Like she can make a coat pop up. She can make a hat pop up. She can make shoes pop up, and then she can be a completely different person. Like she can change her attire on the drop of a hat. Yeah, I don't know how this happens. I don't know how you animator can make this mistake. Like, why is her model with the damn coat even in the damn shot? Like, why is that even? I don't know how animation works. So I don't know how these 3D models are kept and how they would even make that mistake of having the 3D model with the jacket even available to be put into the shot. I don't know how it works. But maybe someone in animation will understand how this mistake happens. But the fact that nobody caught the jacket popping out of nowhere is pretty hilarious. Yeah, I forgot to put that in, so I had to do it live. We'll do it live. Yeah, that's crazy. I got a big kick out of the freaking magic coat that pops out of nowhere. Starbucks, yep. Just like Game of Thrones. Shadow cloak jutsu. Very clever. Very clever. That's pretty hilarious. Disappearing coat. The coat is a spy. The coat is a paid actor. The coat. Well, I can't think of anything else clever. Yeah, that's crazy how that coat how that happens. But yeah, I thought it was pretty funny, so I had to bring it up. I had to bring it up. They thought they just needed Model A and they forgot to put in Model B, but it's far worse considering there's so many layers to making a shot like this. In my check my previous comment. I talked to Brandon about this. He's an animator who knows about Maya better than I do. Apparently, this error wasn't caught at all by the lighting crew, animators, or cameramen. Yep, it's one of those things where you're just sloppy and you just forget, and you don't even notice that the girl has a damn coat. The coat is consistent with Blake's character, Floof. Oh man, Floof is not a Blake fan. Floof is not a big fan of Blake. The coat is a stunt double. The coat is evil. The coat is Neo. Oh my goodness, man. You guys are hilarious. Yeah, the magic coat. You have the magic carpet, now you have the magic coat. Alright, so before I end this stream, we gotta talk about something. We gotta have a closeout on this video. Closing thoughts. Chapter 2 was good. Overall, I thought it was good. There was a lot less stupid that was in Chapter 1. Gotta give credit where credit's due there, right? And another thing I want to talk about is Miss Kiersey Burkhart, her name. Now, a lot of people gave her shit before this volume. And it needs to be said that she wrote this chapter. And this chapter, in my opinion, of the first 4 chapters, is the best written chapter. So, you gotta give credit where credit is due. The woman did a good job with this chapter. A lot of people were worried about her. But, gotta give credit where credit is due, man. She did a good job. So, good job, Kiersey Burkhart. That's what I told her on Twitter. Well, I didn't tell her, but I added her on Twitter and told her it was my favorite chapter. And I enjoyed her writing. So, gotta get credit where credit is due, man. She did a good job. She did a good job with this chapter. So I'm looking forward to see what's the next. I don't know what's the next chapter she writes, but I'd be curious to see if the level stays high. Because even though there was some little things here and there that I didn't like about this chapter, overall I thought she did well, and she was better than Chapter 1 writing, and Chapter 3 and Chapter 4 for me. So Kiersey Burkhart, bravo. You're top of the chain right now in regard to RWBY Volume 7. So, good credit to her. All right. Let's take a look at the stream for a little bit before I sign out of here. See what you guys have to say. Floof has a blood flute with Blake. He sure does. Try out some of these freaking sound. Let me try out some of these sound effects really quick.
No, but seriously, like Bumblebee, y'all.
Stuff in RWBY has been planned since the very beginning.
It's a cartoon.
I need more of these. I only have 3 right now, but I need more than 3. These are my favorite though. It's a cartoon, Bumblebee, y'all, and things were planned from the very beginning. But I need to get some more sound bites in here. But that'll come. You're a great YouTuber. Thank you so much. Honestly, I'm still kind of surprised that I'm doing this whole YouTube thing. To be completely honest with you, but because you guys enjoy my content, I still do it. That's the only reason I still do it, because people like it. That's the only reason. Can Qrow be saved? Saved? Sure. He would have to go away. I think if Qrow went away for like an entire volume, like we got no shots of Qrow at all. He just went away for an entire volume, then brought him back. then people will be hyped, and then they can take the character in a different direction. But right now, Qrow is he's just annoying to me. He needs to like stop hanging around Team RWBY, go solo and go be cool by yourself instead of tagging along and letting your niece call all the shots when you're standing right there. It is a cartoon. Wise words from the philosopher Barb. Make Atlas great again. She did a pretty good job. Yeah, I agree. She did. Gotta give props to her. I've lost hope in Qrow. Well, at this rate, I don't blame you. What would be your advice to writers to bring back the stakes in the show? Well, have people die and not half-ass fights. Like there needs to be consequences to these fights. So if you want to raise the stakes and make people care, well, then there needs to be some kind of ramifications. There need to be some kind of result that matters. When two people fight and nothing comes of it, it cheapens the fight. Simple as that. So if you want the people to care about these characters, you want to raise the emotional stakes, well, then there needs to be consequences of actions and consequences of fights. So far, there's been only one fight. See, that's why I love Volume 3 finale, the Volume 3 finale and the Volume 3 Chapter 11, Heroes and Monsters. Heroes and Monsters is still probably my favorite chapter in RWBY. 1, because Yang loses her arm. 2, because the maiden gets shot in the chest, right? And there's consequences. There's stakes happening, and it also leads to Pyrrha ultimately dying. So if you have these fights, you have these confrontations when nothing comes of it, and people can come back all willy-nilly, and you think you kill Cinder, but she's still alive, and you think she killed her again, and she's still alive. Well, guess what? No one's going to give a damn when they fight. When the big battle happens, when the big confrontation happens, no one will care, because you've set the precedence that none of these fights actually matter. And death is never certain. So, it is what it is. You just gotta keep the tension high. You keep the tension high. There's a perfect example of something that happened in today's chapter that I cannot talk about right now because I'm going to wait until the chapter 5 discussion. But there's something that happened in today's chapter. There was no tension whatsoever. The writers thought there had tension in the scene, but there was absolutely no tension in the scene whatsoever. And I was like, wow, really? At no point do you think that what happens on the screen, at no point do you think there's any kind of tension or any kind of fight or that's going to happen. It's hard to talk about it without spoiling it. But there's nothing that happens within that confrontation, within the dialogue, within this directing that makes you think that, it's a high stress situation. Tensions are high. They thought they were writing that, but that's not what came across. But we'll talk about that in chapter 5 discussion. Does it involve a truck? Yes, it does. That's all I'm saying. Penny was involved too. Oh man, I'm getting hot. Oops, those are my laptop about to die. I might have to end this stream right now. Because look like my laptop looks like about to crap out on me right now. But guys, thank you so much for joining the chat. If you don't already follow me on Twitter, you should do that. Twitter is the easiest way to communicate with me. I do read all the comments, but I don't always respond to all the comments. But Twitter is the easiest way I communicate with people, and I'm always on Twitter. So if you want to contact me and talk to me directly, Twitter is probably your best bet. I do read, like I said, I do read all the YouTube comments, but there's a lot of comments come in, so I don't always respond to all of them. But Twitter is your best bet. Thank you guys so much for joining the stream. Remember, I'll leave you with this. I'll leave you with the wise words from the great philosopher, Barb. The great philosopher said this.
It's a cartoon.
It already happened.
It's a cartoon.
It already happened.
It's a cartoon.
It already happened.
See you in the next stream. Love you guys.